Hey, Ang1eton here. If you'd like more co-games, show your support on Twitch or join the Discord. Now Jenkins, introduce the commanders please.
Well, pull my pom-poms and call me a cheerleader. We've got some jolly top lads joining us today in the terrific bazooka barrel we call Company of Heroes. First up, our dear man from the US Forces, Commander Wolfe, donning the noble blue standard and setting up shop in the West. Now, don't let that Yank charm fool you, Ang1eton. Wolfe once single-handedly took out an entire army of bratwurst lovers at the Battle of the Golden Cheeseburgers. God save the Queen. Now, stomping about in the east, we've got that abominable Hun, the pompous pillock of the Africa cause, Commander Ang1eton, draped in smug red. Infamous for the great cucumber heist of 43, where he seized the entire year's pickling crop right from under our noses. Dire times for the gherkin lovers, I say. Today's going to be a smashingly good wobble on the battlefield, lads. Hold on to your pants.
Who can forget the the battle for cucumbers of 43? Right, the map is Twin Beaches. Get ready for a good wobble. Australians are out, which means we have the Australian Defence Force, and I have not yet seen enough of them. I've seen them once tonight, and I've not seen them build those sandbags yet. I want to see the sandbags. Give me the sandbags. Second squad of Australian Defence out here as well. Meeting them in battle will be some Panzer Grenadiers. We've got a motorcycle out as well. Turning around, going back for the strategic point. Or the munitions point, rather. Here we go, here we go. This is what I like to see. Did they ever fix the height advantage around here? Because I see that there seems to be some difference here. And there was quite a lot of advantages to be gained from the height advantage around here. Picking them off as they try and build. Didn't quite complete it though, and here comes those Panzer Grenadiers. Will they finish off the motorcycle? It's just trying to like break line of sight. Using the road. Now the Panzer Grenadiers come up from behind. Makes it very, very tricky. We do have more numbers here, though. Sappers could lend the assistance that is direly needed. Going through the stairs. No, not through the stairs. Going up the stairs. Sneaky passageway. I don't think this passageway was always here. I think in the first version of Twin Beaches it wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Know your company of history. On the bottom side of the map. Just idle capturing about. The battle all happening round here. Still not getting that sandbag wall down. Bit of a backflip there from one of the Jerrys. It was all just a numbers game in the end. Not enough infantry for the Axis. Ang1eton needs to maybe consider balling up more infantry around there and getting around the sides of the Australian defense. But more infantry is exactly what they've got. At the moment, we've seen a lot of Africa Corps players bringing in immediate vehicle support, more dominant light vehicles, but this is different. We just got the one motorcycle, and then it's all infantry squads from there, which is kind of the playstyle I like to see. I'm interested to see how they'll use it. Yeah, back to the +10. Losing the munitions at the top. Those are some delicious points to obtain. A lot of munitions you get from, like, what, 32 a minute just for owning the top side of the map? You can definitely translate that into some enemy casualties just by throwing out more grenades. You don't need to kill so many and, you know, make your grenades, like, proper and perfect, well-timed, and right in the middle of the enemy. When you've got spare munitions just to blast out. Very effective capping here. But then, with this decap, it means we're not getting any munitions from this point. You've got to have your territories linked. There's that height advantage. used against the Australian Defence Squad. Got a machine gun team out here. Needs the vision, though. It is in range, but it just can't see that far. Meanwhile, down on the beach side of the map, got a squad here, not totally in cover. They could be better positioned inside here, using their markability against the Panzer Pioneers. Trading very effectively against them. Slow battle. I'm sure it, the amount of time that took was for someone to post it in Reddit about how long it takes. I think it's fine though, like, you know, it's just long-range battles. You can lose squads very fast, as we have already seen. So 3 Australian defense squads. And already seeing the 2-pounder out. I don't think we need the 2-pounder to deal with a motorcycle. It's a bit pessimistic, I'd say. You know, oh damn, like maybe I should get this out because they're going to bring vehicles. Well, maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe you'll just have a delightful infantry-only battle.
Starting requisition of light support elements.
So the question is it better to be prepared?
Panzerjäger anti-vehicle infantry available.
I mean, obviously have some preparation, but this might be preparing for too much. There is a 251 carrier out on the field with a Jaeger squad inside. We'll see where they go to. Good looking push from Wolfe.
We have new units available from our light support company.
We have a flamethrower now, and they are grabbing, most likely, the fuel and the victory point at the top side of the map.
The victory point is being taken.
Quite comfortably pressuring everywhere. That goes Ang1eton. Big retreats like these don't ever feel too good. Wondering what this Jaeger squad wants to deal with. You know, it's nice to have the 251. It's nice to have the Jaeger squad. I think, you know, because the cooldown is so long, was it 6-minute cooldown? 360 seconds. Because it's so long, you really want to use that right away. And you're probably going to use a Jaeger squad. Failing that, you're probably going to use an assault squad. You can probably guarantee those things. If not, you could probably make use of the light support weapon, because it's going to fire across the map. You could easily just like situate that in base and keep covering this victory point with it. You know, something. It might not be the most effective use of it, but if you want to just like pick something and you're not really sure, on this map, I feel like you'll find great use of the infantry support weapon. Because machine gun has moved up, it's in a premium position. Gonna get flanked though. Nice moves from Wolfe. Even bringing in the 251 half track. That was a nice grenade, but it wasn't as effective as I thought it was going to be. I think more was deserved there. Oh, stepping on a mine. If only they stepped on it sooner, they would have got the enemies caught in the blast too. In comes the pain though. As Wolfe puts in on him. Now the 2-pounder can be effective. It's gone. It's gone already. Okay, Jenkins, could you tell me about the map, please? Big retreat again. Makes it very difficult to have map control when you're inside your base all the time. Panzer Pioneers do manage to decap the strategic cutoff point. Means all these territories are no longer sinking resources into the stockpile of Wolfe.
Ah, Twin Beaches, of course. Just takes me back to that time when Captain Alistair McFancy Trousers sent me on a mission to this very spot. Blighter had me searching the beaches for his lost cufflinks. Can you fathom that, Inuki? A salty sandhill full of krauts, and I'm scouring about looking for shiny bits. That merry escapade had a twist, though. Up north, there's the road running east-west, see? All sorts of munitions lying about, just ripe for the plucking. He geniusly decided to hide those cufflinks right there in plain sight. A ruddy good excuse to send old me for a quick recce in it. Had a bit of fun with some Italians who tried to make off with our munition supply, gifting them a bit of a mischief with a borrowed crowbar. Pretty sure they're still looking for their teeth. So off I went, cufflinks and munitions in tow. Quite the day at the beach that was.
Right, I mean, I did ask you about the map, but you just gave me an adventure. What was that name? Someone Fancy McTrousers? It's not believable. Not believable at all. Oh, look at this pretty base, by the way. Oh, I love it. A pretty base is a good base. Oh. Seems like the action wants to happen more along the northern side than it does the southern side. But bear in mind that the victory points, 2 of the victory points, are on the southern beach. And then we've got this one stretched far up here. Usually most maps will have the 3 divided equally among the middle of the map. But this one requires different strategical planning. Sometimes players go for the beach, the 2 on the beach, down at the bottom, but it means this victory point is right outside your opponent's base, or a little bit closer. Obviously, the normal road to go down is capture 1 at the bottom near your base and capture the 1 at the top and hold that. Which creates this kind of unusual spot in the middle of the map around here. But then battles get diverted up here around this +10 central fuel point to try and have the tech advantage. Crusaders blasting out the door for Wolfe. Already giving chase straight into a Pak 38 anti-tank gun and a mine. Devastating combo. Jaeger squad right behind as well, getting some rear shots. I think we've just lost a Crusader 2 tank also swiftly. And a motorcycle. Ang1eton probably happy with that engagement, but they need to show some territory control for it.
The territory sector has been claimed by the enemy.
2-pounder taking some shots just to destroy the Crusader. Replacing some of these mines. Oh, we're threatening a 3 cap. It could be a pretty swift one.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
In comes a half-track with a flamethrower in. Nothing that the Australians can do for that. They're not great at dealing with vehicles, sadly. Sure, their light weapons will hurt the 251 carrier, but probably not before they're burnt to a crisp. Jenkins, I'm watching a half-track with a flamethrower inside burn a bunch of Australians that are trying to retreat back to base. And of course, the half-track is destroyed then. 2-pounder doing its job. It's very good at it. It's very good at what it does. I think we've got action all across the map now. We've got battles over here.
By Jove, that's a nasty half-track, and no mistake. We called it the Spitfire Toaster. Reminds me once in Dresden, you see, our chums and I had bit of a sticky wicket with one of those from the Jerrys. Thought we were proper cooked, we did. Then, out of nowhere, foggy as a tea kettle and tonk as a pub table, comes old Nelly, a Cockney lassie from the East End. Swing her hips, bless the Queen. She disemboweled that blasted rig with half a broken bottle and a Bobby's whistle.
Yeah,
Left the
like
Jerrys all barbecued and us gobsmacked. Maybe these Aussies ought to find themselves a Nelly, eh, Anuki? Update their training, what?
What? That was definitely some interesting mannerisms there.
Enemy forces have taken out
Ved 2 Sapper Squad. Maybe armor the flamethrower, but I think they're at risk of being lost here. There we go. Safe retreat. Could have been safer, but safe enough. we just got engagements, like all kinds of small engagements. All over the place. Ang1eton hiding in some smoke whilst capturing the victory point. They managed to get 2 victory points back. So now they're ticking their enemies' tickets down. Jaeger squad moved around to try and capture the fuel point. Always got to be targeting that fuel. Again, most of the battles, as you can see by the scorched earth and the destruction around here, this is where most of the fighting is happening. Very common. I'd like to see a heat map of Twin Beaches. I think you'd find that it's around this fuel point where most players try to fight, because it does give you so much. Like, it's not just the fuel. You know, it gives you route to the victory point as well, or it's on its way. And then you've got the high ground too. You can see this has got the high ground advantage firing here. Such a narrow arc to shoot down there, but it did it, and it got some veterancy for it. 1 kill, 1 vehicle destroyed as well. Oh, grenades on the retreat from foot guards. Nailed it. Going to the tactical map. Ang1eton, their Guastatori, not fully healed, back from base. But at least they can fire on the move with their flamethrowers. They might score some kills here. Yeah, would have been nice to get another model, since foot guards are fairly expensive to reinforce. What we need to see here is making sure that the troops for the Africa Corps always have their combat arms bonuses, because they'll need that. They're quite reliant on it. Oh, here we go. M3 Grant medium tank. 16 or almost 17 minutes in. Jenkins, I'd like to know more about the M3 Grant medium tank. Do you know anything? Probably not. I don't know why I bother. Australians getting surrounded down here. Oh, get some veterancy, then retreat.
Oh, the M3 Grant. Now there's a hoot. Fought alongside those metal beasts once up in Timbuktu. Who'd think, eh? Allies and their yank toys against the Huns in the middle of the flaming desert. Our job was to protect the Timbuktu vineyards, the only place on earth, believe it or not, where they make prune wine. Win or lose, I knew we wouldn't be celebrating. The Grant, it's a bit like having a Great Dane in a china shop with a sledgehammer strapped to it. Yes, a real stonking great monster. Not the prettiest belle at the ball, but a damn sight better than walking, I can tell you. A proper beast when it came to giving those Jerry's Panzers a right good seeing to. With its 75mm gun and that rummy little turret on top, I say. Wouldn't like to meet her in a dark alley, eh, Inuki?
Oh! Oh, does it have a 75mm gun? Doesn't feel like it does, but someone fact check that for me. It feels a lot shorter. Ang1eton moving their whole army. Gonna find like a good fight where they can just maybe swarm 1 unit down, kill them very, very quickly. But here's the thing, like, this is the kind of situation that we see discussed a lot in the Reddit posts where someone's encountering like the blob army. Like, you don't have to meet blob with blob. You know, this is, look how long this platoon is taking just to move to different sides of the map, which leaves it ripe for the taking elsewhere. It's not an efficient way to move your army and fight across the map. So motorcycle getting behind a machine gun team. Machine gun team's going to have to unpack, which leaves it open to a flank by the Guastatori. Great micro there from Ang1eton. Handled that situation. There was no way, no better way of doing that. No way you could improve that.
Our soldiers are falling in battle.
Like, that was all fine and dandy. You know, until the M3 Grant shows up. Bit of a slugfest here. Seems like all the Panzer Grenadiers and that one Jaeger squad wasn't able to hold out against the Royal Commandos. Not with the Australian defense guys back here, and then suddenly all these grants appearing out of nowhere. Pack 38 unable to compete, and that is match and game thanks to the M3 grants.
Hey, Vivi here. I edit and upload the videos here on Ironcast. If you want to see Ang1eton cast more, then like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, come along to the Discord, do anything to let him know. Ang1eton would love to cast more if you'd like to see more.